So this would be where we could eventually go, but you'll see right away, Graham begins to shiver at the sudden drop in temperature. So we don't quite want to go this way just yet. We have a couple of other things that we need to do first. Primarily, getting ourselves abducted, which sounds mildly counterintuitive. But we'll get some items from doing that. That's going to help us going forward, especially making our way up the snowy mountain. Now, you may recall the last time we went in here, we got clubbed over the head and thrown in the basement, which was no good for nothing. But we're going to do that again, just for good measure, to make sure that we've had quite enough of this. All right, let's enter into this conversation again. Gentlemen, please excuse me. The inn's full, ain't got no more rooms. Hey boss, this guy looks like a real troublemaker. What do you want me to do with him? Rub him out. And there we go, flogged again. If you recall last time, this was an instant death for us because struggle as he might, Graham cannot escape his bonds. But look at our little friend. Our little mouse friend. I told you I'd repay your kindness when you saved me from that horrible cat. Good luck, friend. And off he goes. So that's pretty convenient for us, and we get a very nice rope out of the deal here. Graham stoops down and picks up the sturdy rope from the stone floor. Now let's take a look around. I'm pretty sure you have unlimited time to look around down here. Graham has unceremoniously found himself in the country inn's dusty, dirty cellar. And I don't think there's anything else to really look at here. Lots of stuff on shelves though. Let's look at the door. A small set of rickety wooden stairs lead up to the cellar door. And this looks like it's locked. So I wonder if we can just walk out of here. I'm going to guess no. Graham pushes on the door, but to no avail. The door is securely locked. All right, well, we definitely don't have a key. But we do have a hammer. A hammer on a lock might work. How convenient. Using the cobbler's hammer, Graham pounds on the padlock until it breaks apart. Okay, so now we are in what appears to be maybe a kitchen. Graham looks around the inn's kitchen and finds it rather sparse and untidy. Anything good? Anything in the pot? No. At the back of the room, Graham spies a large kitchen cupboard. Let's open that then. Inside the cupboard, Graham sees a large, juicy leg of lamb. Just the thing that you want to be taking with you. An unrefrigerated giant piece of meat. I guess it's better than the snake meat that Crispin gave us, but I digress. Reaching into the open cupboard, Graham pulls out the savory leg of lamb. Okay, just very quickly, let's take a peek around. Doesn't seem like there's anything else that we can take. Probably not. No, doesn't look like it. All right, so then let's continue this way. Graham unlocks the kitchen door before going outside. Graham hears the turn of the latch as he leaves the inn's kitchen. Someone has locked the door again. Well, it's a good thing that we don't need to go back in there, or that we'd really want to be honest, right? It appears as if the door has been relocked. Perfect. All right, so let's never go back to this inn ever again. And now, with that leg of lamb and that rope, we're actually ready to continue on to the snowy mountain. Before we go there, though, we should make it a point to save our game, because the snowy mountain is one of the trickier parts. A few hours later, so we end up back here again. Graham begins to shiver at the sudden drop in temperature. So what we should probably do right now is put on that nice cloak that we have. because that's awfully convenient. The thick cloak warms Graham's cold and shivering body, bringing him new strength. Just what we need on our mountain trek. And look at us in our nice blue garb here. Now, the thing that makes this part tricky is that, like other Sierra games, specifically King's Quest, there's a lot of places where you can actually plummet to your death from. So if we were to right now walk toward the background, which is a big frozen waterfall, we would just die, and that's no fun. But what's good is that they give you a couple of options to climb here, and you can see probably the less good option is that scraggly branch up at the top. But we're going to throw our rope up around that projection that comes out of the rock there. A good strong rope is a handy item to have. No kidding. Yeah, so we don't want to use this. This will probably snap off and break. Pretty sure I tried that as a kid. Graham notices his stomach beginning to rumble with hunger from the exertion of the mountain climb. All right, we'll deal with that in just a moment. But for now, let's climb this rope. Do be careful, Graham. And here we go. The slow wiggling ascent. You think he'd use his legs, right? How jacked is he if he can just pull himself up the mountain cliff with just his arms? All right, so before we starve to death, we should probably make it a point to eat some of this delicious, mouth-watering, unrefrigerated leg of lamb. So let's do that. Graham finds the leg of lamb a bit tough, but tasty enough. Filling up quickly, he saves the other half for later. All right, so we can't take our rope again. If we try to pick it back up, what it does is actually makes us climb back down, which we don't want to do. And so now you'll see that the only way across here is on these treacherous little rocks coming out of the waterfall. So let's take a look at those. Graham can see tempting rock outcroppings in the midst of the cascading waterfall, which is great. A lovely but infuriating frozen waterfall seems determined to hamper Graham's progress through the great mountain range. And now we get into one of the treacherous bits. So this row is a pain. You don't want to come this way. We want to take the back row. And some of these, inconveniently, will fall away. So if we come to this one, we fall. We're going to jump to this one and then off to safety, which is great. And we should probably make a point to save because it's been, 2 screens? Sounds like a good enough time. All right, off we go. Uh-oh. See you later, Cedric. And I guess there's a big sledding hill, it might appear. Let's try that. One of my favorite parts of the game, because it's just so ridiculous. And I don't know if there's any way to control this. I strongly doubt it. And Graham's fun has come and gone. Drat, my sled is broken. Talk about shoddy craftsmanship, eh? Let's take a look at our sled. Graham's sled lies in several broken pieces on the snowy path. If you fell off a sled at that speed that your sled literally explodes, you're probably not going to be okay. But Graham just gets up and off we go. The broken sled is no good to anybody anymore, especially not us. We've had our fun, right? All right, let's go. Aw. That was the cutest little caca I've ever heard. A shivering eagle perches weakly upon a small rock. Despite his own problems, Graham's heart goes out to the poor thing. Let's see if we can speak with him. What's wrong, Mr. Eagle? I'm so weak from hunger. I haven't been able to catch any food for days. I can barely fly anymore. I'd love to help you. Let me see what I can do. Thank you. I need food. Cough, cough. Well, conveniently, we still have part of our leg of lamb left. Let's give it to this little guy. Here you are. if this would help you. Ah. You are a kind man to share your meager food with a poor bird, especially up here in the snowy mountains. Well, I couldn't just stand there and let you starve. What kind of person would I be? I think Graham has established a lot of what kind of person he is, just based on him trading people back their stuff for better stuff. But that's a story for another day. You've shown yourself to be a kind, compassionate man, and I will not forget what you did for me. Goodbye, dear friend. Wow, they really made him look good, eh? All right, well, that was convenient. Uh-oh, we probably should have saved. I am Queen Icebella, and you have entered my domain now. I command you to kneel before me. Since both you and your friend over there have so thoughtlessly invaded my territory without my permission or my knowledge, I've decided you shall both be locked in a cave. Take him away, my pets. All right, so you don't have very much time to react here. And if you kind of let those wolfy guys encroach on you, then you end up getting a game over. So there's a couple of things to try here, the best of which is our harp. And the harp comes in handy in quite a few places coming up. Not always necessarily intuitive. Wait, my pets. Thank goodness we lived. That was very lovely music. I've never heard anything quite that beautiful before. I think I felt my heart melting just a little bit. Just enough, that is, to allow you a chance for your freedom. A vicious yeti has entered the area and taken up residence in my prized crystal cave. So far, I've been unable to extricate him from either the cave or my territory. If you can rid me of the yeti, I will release both you and your owl friend, and you two can continue on your journey unhindered. You may rise now. Your path is set before you. I wish you luck in defeating the yeti. If you succeed, you will have my undying gratitude. And your life will go back to normal, and I won't get you to be eaten by my dog friends here. I see. Go with him, Sir Greywolf. Show him the way to the crystal cave. You may go now. Sir Greywolf will lead you. And now we start our slow saunter over to the crystal cave. Now this part is kind of a funny little bit, because I remember when I was younger, it didn't necessarily occur to me what to do. I remember getting here and thinking, huh? And you'll see what I mean when we get there. Yonder's the crystal cave. There you will find the yeti. All right, so this is also a good place to save our game. And I think this is another spot where you might fall off the mountainside if you wander too far astray. All right, so there he is, lumbering toward us out of nowhere. And when we go into our inventory, you'll see the question becomes, well, what do we have to use here? We have our hammer, which we know breaks small locks, our harp, which charms ice queens, tambourines, which scare snakes away, amulets, which defeat the magic of witches, and some softened beeswax. But oddly enough, the thing that you choose here is this pie, right? They get a little bit of slapstick in here, which is just silly, but it works. So we'll go with that. Kablamo, right in the face. And some slide whistle humor. Off he goes. See you never. I think it's so funny. Okay, let's take a look around. Crystals flashing and sparkling and reflecting off the numerous waterfalls causes Graham to gaze in awe at the dazzling spectacle before him. And I think that the only spot that you can look at is right behind Graham here. One particularly brilliant crystal catches Graham's attention among all the other glittering crystals in the cave. So let's try to take that with us. As strong as he is, even Graham can't break the stubborn crystal with his bare hands. You mean Graham, who pulled his own body weight up the mountainside with just his arms, can't break a crystal? I see. Let's try the hammer. That might help. There we go. So very gently, Graham hits the beautiful crystal several times with his hammer until it breaks loose in one piece. He carefully places it among his other possessions. Awesome. So you can look around in here. There isn't anything else to pick up though. And truly, it's a pretty nice little area. But we'll press onward regardless. Go back and see Queen Icebella. I see that the Yeti is gone. You must have seen the Yeti fall to its doom. Queen Icebella will be pleased. Come, follow me. Oh, hello. Ah, good. You've returned in victory, I presume. Pretty sure Sir Greywolf would have eaten us if we had failed, but... Yes, your majesty. The Yeti is gone. He will no longer be a scourge upon your realm. Are my friend and I free to go now? Yes, I keep my promises. I want to thank you for ridding my mountain domain of the horrible Yeti. Please rise, King Graham. Yes, I know who you are, and I've been informed of your quest. I do wish you luck against the wizard Mordak. You two may go. We wish you well on your difficult journey. Sir Greywolf will show you the way out of the mountains. Thank you, your majesty, said Satan Graham. I always find, like, his hat kind of looks like a curling horn coming out, and his lips kind of look like they have a little bit of blood near them. Anyway. Alright, I guess we're free to go now.